Hello everybody and welcome to TradeStation's Market Review. My name's Simon Clarke from Trade with Precision, and I'll be discussing a general review of some of the most interesting markets and trends that I'm interested in right now. Now, before I take a look at the markets, I just want to tell you about the webinar that we're running this week. In fact, it's tomorrow evening. We're running the first part of the premium education program. This is technical trading for modern traders. You can find more information about this by coming to the TradeStation International website, coming across to the webinars tab, and then selecting on live webinars. You'll then sort of find the schedule here of the webinars that we're running, and you'll see here from Tuesday evening we've got the first part of the premium education program. So you can select on it and find out more information about the program here. In fact, in this part we're going to be doing an introduction to the two trading strategies that we're going to be teaching through this program, and also taking a look at some of the key concepts as to how we read price action and how to think in terms of probabilities. In other words, how to think like a trader. So, very interesting webinar. If you'd like to join or find out more information about it, come across to the web page here. You can register here for the session. It's free of charge to register for these sessions. You fill in your details and you'll be sent a link to join. Okay, so let me come across to the live markets now and take a look at what's happening. So we've been speaking about the US stock market, about the mini Dow futures contract, which is the contract that I like to trade when trading the US stock market. And I've been looking and talking about a breakout above this sort of consolidation here on the daily chart. We can certainly see on the monthly and on the weekly very strong bullish momentum on these markets. The weekly has now eventually broken out above this sort of high of this consolidation. It's around 18,100 area, but it's taken quite a lot of momentum to get there. So if we come down the time frames and start to take a look at the 4-hour chart, we can see this in a bit more detail. In fact, we've got our big move up here and breakout, and we can see that market's very overextended from the even from the moving averages, and there's been a lot of momentum in order for the market to break out above this level. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if we get somewhat of a pullback here, somewhat of a drift back, maybe even back towards the sort of 18,000 area, which is a obviously big sort of key round number. Maybe even back to the sort of 18,000 area before the momentum picks up again to make a decisive move higher. Now, interestingly, when we take a look at the US stock market, and what I was looking at here was the NASDAQ as well, and I was looking at the NASDAQ as a leading market here, because looking at the monthly and the weekly, still same strong bullish momentum. I spoke about the NASDAQ have already been broken out above its breakout level. In fact, last week the market was right back at that level again. But since then, the market's now made another low and potentially a lower high. So the daily chart is in a sort of a small downtrend here. So I'm not too concerned, because the weekly and the monthly still in strong bullish uptrends, but I'd be interested long again once the NASDAQ gets above its breakout level. And I think at that time we'll also see, if we get a breakout above here, we could see new highs on the NASDAQ, and we could see also new highs there on the mini Dow too. So let's take a quick look at the crude oil again, which is another market that we've been speaking about for a while. Key level here, of course, has been the 58.50 level. We got the breakout of the 58.50 level. In fact, last week what we were looking at was, if I come down to the 4-hour time frame, last week we had the breakout. It was back through here. The market was retesting the 58.50 level. What we was looking for was support to be found here for the market to make new highs. In fact, it's exactly done that, and market's now made a new high, but now it's recently pulled back to 58.50 again, and we know that's a nice strong support level. And if we come and take a look at this on the daily, of where we are on the daily here, it brings us right back into that area again. In fact, Friday's candle looks really nice. It's the market's made a high. We've now pulled back in to make a potentially a higher low, back into 58.50, and we've got a bullish candle right there in the moving average zone as well. So not overextended. I think we've got a nice opportunity if the market breaks above the high of Friday's candle for it to continue to make new highs and for the uptrend to continue. If we get a break underneath Friday's candle, then I think we're going to start to get a bit of a pullback and a little bit of a rest here on the daily chart. So we also spoke about Aussie yen, and taking a look at, let's just conclude what happened with Aussie yen. What we were looking at last week was the market had pulled back into the zone here in between the 10 and the 20 period moving average, or just into the 10 period moving average. We had that small bullish candle sitting at 94,000, and we're looking for the uptrend to continue and for a retest of 96. In fact, the market's just done exactly that, and the market moved straight up to 96, and now we've had the pullback again. So the question is now, what's going to happen here now, or what's the probabilities here on the Aussie yen? So if we take a look at the weekly chart, we can see 96 has actually been a very strong support and resistance level. So not surprising that the market's really going to have a little take a few attempts to break through this. In fact, on the weekly we can see that that there's quite a bit of momentum being used up in these candles. So a bit of a more of a retest of 96 before we get a break through it, looks very reasonable. And in fact, there's nothing at this moment in time that sort of suggests to me that we're not going to get a retest of 96 at least. So if I come down to the lower time frames and start to come down to the 4-hour chart, we can see our 94 level in here. We can see our 96 level at the top here with these highs, and I've marked in another level through here around 95. We can see that 95 has been support. It's also been resistance in the current market structure. So again, I think if we get a break above 95, we need a bit of momentum, bit of strength here to break above this. 95 is going to act as support if we get a break above it, and then I think next port of call would be looking for opportunities up here towards 96 and then maybe beyond. Okay, the last market I want to take a quick look at here is pound yen. Pound yen, we can see on the monthly chart we've had a lovely strong bullish momentum and a nice uptrend there. Come and take a look at the weekly chart, and we can see that this 175 level has been previous resistance, now acting as support. And if I just zoom in, more recently, last week, we can see that the market made a new high. So very bullish momentum here. But more importantly, just above that, there's no sort of key support and resistance in the way for the market to continue higher. So looking very nice to the long side here. If we come down to the daily chart and look at the daily, we can see that we've had very strong bullish momentum higher. We've had a jump in the chart, and that's around the news of the UK election. So we've got some very bullish momentum here. Nice indication from our indicators here as well. Nice momentum in the market. Because we've had quite a bit of a movement here and the market's quite overextended, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we got a bit of a pullback in price action. So I think an relatively easy pullback here to sort of 94. There's certainly some sort of support through here, support and resistance or market structure through here around 94. Failing that, we're sort of back down here to around the sort of 93 area, which actually brings us back into the averages again. So if I come down to the 240 chart, we've got certainly a level of support here at 94. It's been previous resistance, already acted as support again, and let me just mark that 90 sort of 183 area. 183 is just around here, which again has also been support and a bit of resistance as well. So I think we've got a couple of levels there of market structure. Predominantly I'm looking at this market long, but waiting for pullbacks into these areas before looking for those opportunities to get positioned. So those are the markets that I'm looking at this week. I hope it helps and look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now.